As healthcare moves away from traditional fee-for-service models, providers need a strategy to stay competitive. That's where Strategic Healthcare Partners comes in. We offer expert consulting and ongoing management oversight for providers looking to form an accountable care organization. From financial feasibility analysis to helping you choose the right ACO in a crowded market, SHP provides the clarity you need to make informed decisions and transition to value-based care. Learn more at shpllc.com.
Welcome to the podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to explain that when we recorded today's episode, there was something a little wrong with our audio. So just bear with us. It's a short episode.
How long has it been? It's been almost half a year since I think you and I had a chance to sit down and record some fresh podcast.
You know, athletes have a lot of long off seasons, but this feels even longer. Hopefully we're not as much rust to knock off, but man, it's been too long. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back going.
Yeah, me too. So there's been a lot that's happened in our personal lives over the summer. And if you noticed, this isn't summer anymore. It's we're recording this now in what is mid-fall. So we're a little later than we had planned on. But sometimes life throws you a couple of curveballs. So here we are. This is a slightly different episode than what you might be used to for our listeners. We wanted to peel the curtain back a little bit and let you know on some of the changes that you're going to see to the podcast over the coming months. Let you know about some of the secret sauce, the things that make the stew, so to speak. So instead of bringing you the latest news headlines or an engaging interview, we just kind of wanted to be a little bit meta and talk about the podcast a little bit.
Yeah. In fact, a little twist to it. So this will be called season 4.5. We went between the Easter Bunny, now it's almost Halloween, in between seasons here of recordings. And so we've got a shortened season for you guys where you'll get more of Aaron and I, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to see that. But we'll mix in some news a little bit here and there, a little conversation, topical type conversations between the two of us here in the remainder next couple of months as we still plan and work on season 5 to be launched in Q1 of 25.
Yeah, so again, peeling the curtain back a little bit, both Jason and I, we don't do this full time. That might be news to some of you, but both of us work full time for Strategic Healthcare Partners, the producers and sponsors of this podcast. And sometimes our full-time jobs are just that, full-time. So we work on this podcast when we're able. And with some other things that happened in our lives, some exciting life changes for me and my family, and to a certain extent for Jason too. He's in a slightly different chapter of life than I am, but it's certainly eaten into any of the free time that we had available. So in order for us to fully cook all of the ideas we had for season 5, we realized we needed a little bit more time. But we also knew you were probably tired of hearing those reruns. So what we're going to do for the next couple of months here, until at least through the start of the new year, maybe just a little bit past that, in season 4.5, we're going to bring you little quick conversations. Some of those conversations may be more than 5 minutes, but most will be kind of quick and focused on one or two topics.
Yeah, and between Aaron and I, like we mentioned, as we get some subject matter experts that'll come back on for a quick conversation, some tips and tricks, if you will, of various trades that'll be helpful to everybody. We will have those on, so it won't just be Aaron and I boring you to death every Wednesday with our recordings. We'll bring back in some other folks as we go, but again, to Aaron's point, it's been an interesting off season. We also want to be respectful of where we're recording in the Southeast as we went through planning in September and October. Many folks in our area where we live, but most importantly, our clients and the rural communities and their families were and still are devastated by Hurricane Helene and Milton. And so we want to make sure we keep those folks in our thoughts and prayers. And obviously, that impacted us, but we were very fortunate, mainly just loss of power for a number of days and water and internet and that sort of thing. But fortunately, in our areas where Aaron and I are and where SHP's headquartered, we were blessed, but many folks were not. And so as we think about season 4.5 and being delayed, it's, let's keep those folks also in our thoughts and prayers. But let's have some fun these next couple of months in light of all that. And Aaron and I will talk more about SHP, about our jobs. We'll bring some folks in and look forward to an exciting season 5 in the fall, or in the winter rather.
Yeah, and definitely want to send our thoughts and our prayers to everybody affected by Helene and Milton. This has proven to be a very exciting hurricane season, and not in a good way. That's, I guess, one of the risks of being here in the Southeast, but certainly nothing that we've experienced in quite a long time down here. So, but yeah, looking forward to 4.5. Again, it's going to be shorter than usual. We're not going to have 15, 30-minute interviews. Most of our stuff is going to be focused on a single topic, and we'll have some subject matter experts to maybe explain a thing that you've always kind of wanted to know about. But speaking of that, and as you hear this, is there something you want to know about? Is there a question of that here you are, you've been a long time manager or an administrator of an organization, and you have a question that you're just too afraid to ask? We'll be more than happy to help answer it on the air. We won't call you out by name, don't worry. But we would love to answer any questions you have, anything about the healthcare industry, or maybe challenge us on some of the thoughts that we've had. And we'd love to hear from you, engage with you either directly or indirectly through the podcast. All of our contact information is in the show notes. You can email us, you can call us, or reach out to us via our website.
And we do plan to keep our typical schedule, so we're not throwing that off as well. So that way, every Wednesday, the first thing you can do and be excited about during hump day is Aaron's voice with me chiming in some, right? So as you're listening to this, it'll be the first week of November-ish. Halloween's behind us. Hopefully everybody's appreciating Thanksgiving and not skipping right to Christmas. But this is an exciting time of year, and we look forward to being a part of it as usual.
Yeah, and again, thank you for sticking with us, even through the rerun period that went a little bit longer than we had planned. But we've really enjoyed bringing this podcast to you. It's something we want to certainly keep up doing, and look forward to having more conversations with y'all, and with you, Jason. I've enjoyed our times together. So glad to be on this podcast journey with you.
It's been great, and we appreciate everybody listening. Look forward to more conversations coming up.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you for listening. We'll check back with you next week. This has been an episode of Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. Your hosts today have been me, Aaron Higgins.
And me, Jason Crosby. This is a production of Strategic Healthcare Programs. Our executive producers are Mike Scribner and John Carew.
Our editor is Nyla Weeb.
And our social media manager is Jeremy Miller with Boost by Design. Transcription by Robot and tweaked by me, Jason Crosby.
You can visit our podcast archive on our website at shpllc.com/podcasts and learn more about the services and products offered by SHP.
Find us on social media, including Facebook and LinkedIn, where you can send us questions and even leave comments about this episode.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to visiting with you in our next episode.
And I approve this message.
It sounded exactly like you, right?
Yeah.
You already know that understanding your data is key to improving patient outcomes and financial performance. But how? At Strategic Healthcare Partners, our analytics services help turn your EMR and other data sources into actionable insights. From identifying areas for improvement to guiding you through implementing changes, SHP supports you every step of the way. Our performance analytics service dives even deeper, providing custom reports that help you stay ahead in the transition to value-based care. Unlock your data's full potential with SHP. Learn more at shpllc.com.